Hello, hello, and welcome into the night's race. The Virginia 250 here at Richmond Raceway. Richmond, Virginia for this 250 lap race tonight at this 3/4 mile short track. It's a nice, beautiful day in Richmond, 88 degrees, mostly cloudy. A little gusty, but not too bad. Everything I'm hearing for these drivers tonight so far is that we're going to be in for one heck of a race because it seems like it's pretty slippery out there. See plenty of drivers spinning out all over the place in practice. Hopefully these guys can keep it together for the main event. We've got just a few seconds left until qualifying. Tony Osborne fastest on the board in practice. He is well versed at short tracks. One of the better Donut Box late model drivers there is. Shane Fuller second on the board right now. Cam Patterson sitting third. Checkered flag waving for practice. We'll get ready to watch these guys qualify. Turn the music up just a little bit. Some nice rock and roll for you. Looks like the first guy hitting the track's going to be that number 38 machine there. Rocking his regular old Red Bull scheme, that Ford Mustang Cam Patterson. Definitely the championship favorite so far. As we're about 2 races away from the playoffs, he has 4 wins on the season. Looking to add a 5th tonight. Christian Taylor hitting the track along with Travis Trussell, Logan Feschishin. Getting some laps in. Patterson's first lap's going to be a 22.264. Christian Taylor on the board with a 23.16. Trussell with a 22.61. Patterson's second lap must have been invalid. Did not read a time. Taylor coming around to finish his second lap now. Comes across the stripe, and he's going to have a 22.898. Logan Feschishin sitting second right now. Frank Warner sitting in third. He's got one more lap to go, coming out of turn 2 at the moment. Mark Parkhurst gets on the board in third. Across the stripe, Frank Warner going to stay in his same position there. Parkhurst coming across the stripe now, rocking that Looney Tunes paint scheme. Spins it across the line. Tyler Smith also getting loose, catching the wall. These drivers are really struggling here. Shane Fuller, new quick time. He comes across the stripe to finish his second lap. A little bit slower for him on lap number 2, but he sits on the pole for now. Frank Warner in that 9 machine, he's getting some extra practice using his qualifying time wisely. Chris Bishop gets on the board in number 7, 7th position for the 42. He's still got one more lap to go, but he's getting slideways. That lap ain't going to be any good. Andy Lewis is coming into turns 3 and 4 now. See what he can do across the stripe. He's sliding as well. Everybody's sliding on that second lap. A little bit slower there. Tony Osborne finishing his qualifying effort. 22.296, good enough to put him in third right now. Ryan Castleberry in the 32 car hitting the track with a beautiful new paint scheme on that machine for Highline Racing. Him and Tyler Smith rocking very similar schemes. That paint really is beautiful, though, if I do say myself. Hello, Danielle. Good to see you in the chat. And it looks like right now, the only person on the track is Mr. Travis Trussell, getting that extra practice in. Let's take a look back at last week's race. We were in Chicago for the streets of Chirac GP. Hold on a second. That image is incorrect, but we can fix that in just a second here. My apologies. Here we go. Chicago street course last week. Cam Patterson took home his 4th win on the season. Andy Lewis ended up 2nd, Tony Osborne 3rd. Logan Festich and Ben Madden rounded out the top 5. Tyler Smith, Chris Bishop, Travis Trussell, Christian Taylor, Shane Fuller rounded out the top 10 last week. Looks like Jack Scoville has made his way onto the track to start his qualifying effort. Frank Warner in the chat says, "Let's go Storm." Been a bit of a rough go for the boys as of late. See if they can turn it around and turn it on tonight. Across the stripe. Jack Scoville's time good enough for 9th. Of course, we look at the playoff pictures. We got 2 races left to go in the regular season. Cam Patterson, Shane Fuller. Hold on one second. Oh man. I'm not doing good. This one's wrong too. Let's try that. 2 races left to go this season. Cam Patterson, Shane Fuller, Mark Parkhurst, Cody Moore, Tyler Smith locked in with wins. Cam Patterson, it should say 4 wins for him. It only says 3. That's incorrect. David Mayo, Scott Ford Jr., Ben Madden, John McIntyre still have a chance to make it into the playoffs, but they're outside looking in right now with 2 races to go. Of course, tonight, Richmond Raceway, 250 laps, 187.5 miles. Stages tonight will be lap 60 and lap 125. Fixed setups tonight, as always, 1 fast repair, 4 sets of tires for these drivers. A little under 2.5 minutes until these drivers grid up. Shane Fuller sitting on the pole position. Cam Patterson, P2. Tony Osborne, Logan Festich, and Mark Parkhurst round out the top 5. Tyler Smith, Frank Warner, Chris Bishop, Jack Scoville, Travis Trussell round out the top 10. With about 2 minutes left until we grid, it doesn't look like anybody else is going to make any qualifying efforts. Let's go ahead and have a chat with the man at the top of the list, Mr. Shane Fuller. Hey Shane, it's Jesse up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
What's up, buddy?
Hey man, how you doing? You got the pole tonight, looking to maybe get your third win on the season. How does it feel?
I'll tell you what. I thought I left a bunch out there on the table with that qualifying run. So we'll see what happens there. I mean, I'm glad I got the pole. Tony did a great job qualifying tonight too. So we'll see what MDM has in store for everybody here, and go out there and lead some laps and hopefully win it at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. You're looking quick tonight. I've been hearing from everybody on the Storm team, being that's my boys. I was hanging out with them. They're saying this track has been slick. This practice session, hard to control the car, keep it under you. Is that pretty much the same for you?
Oh yeah. It's if you miss your braking point just by a little bit going into one, you're gonna push it up the track. If you get too much rear braking, you're gonna loop it around. Same thing coming off of turn 4. So slower is faster if anybody's listening. So make sure you take that to the bank.
Speaking of folks listening, one more thing before you get ready to start this race. Logan Festchischen is in the chat. He said the MM cars are bad fast tonight. Do you have anything to say to that?
We'll see in victory lane.
All right. That's the 57 Shane Fuller talking to us, leading the field to green here for the Virginia 250. Thank you, Shane.
Yep. Enjoy, everybody.
It's going to be an interesting race. Hopefully not caution filled. Speaking of people in the chat, I see you, Logan Festchischen, typing in there. I got to say thank you, brother, for hooking me up with these shaders. This game looks way better. And hopefully people can see the difference on the stream with the colors and whatnot. As we're going to have ourselves a bit of a race into the sunset tonight. 6 p.m. sim time here in Richmond. Looks like our weather for the race is going to be a nice 76 degrees, 81 degree track temp. The wind out of the west at 10 miles an hour, partly cloudy. No fog. 2 races in a row, no fog. That's what we love to see. As these drivers are getting ready to go on a marathon tonight. It's not going to be a sprint. Pretty long race ahead of us tonight. As they begin to roll off. Let's go ahead and go through your field for tonight's race. Starting on the front row, pole winner Shane Fuller. Cam Patterson going to be to his outside, followed by Tony Osborne in the 10. And Logan Festchischen in the 78 to his outside. 04 of Mark Parkhurst and the 23 of Tyler Smith going to be row 3. Row 4 is going to be the 9 of Frank Warner and the 42 car Christopher Bishop. Row 5 is going to be the 15 of Jack Scoville and the 31 of Travis Trussell. Row 6 will be the 08 Andy Lewis and the 32 car of Ryan Castleberry. Row 7, the 33 of Ben Madden, and Mike Poole in the 84. Row 8 is going to be the 96 Christian Taylor, and the 35 of David Mayo. Starting in the back is going to be the 40 of Rick Wilmot, the Mad Cow himself. Going to be the last time around turns 3 and 4 before the pace car is going to drop off and we're going to go green for the first time tonight. Pace car makes his way onto pit road. He did not hit the barrels as Shane Fuller leads us into the restart zone. Green flag is out here at Richmond. He gets a good launch on the 38. Looks like he's going to be able to cover that spot up in the turn 1. Patterson going to try to hang on the outside. He decides it's not worth it. He dips to the inside. Side-by-side action still for third. Tony Osborne making a move on the 78 of Festchischen. He's going to be able to make that pass. The 78 going to dive to the inside to get that spot on the 04. Everything getting single file here early. 32 of Castleberry looked like he got a little loose there. He's going to get passed now by the 33 of Madden. But the 32 is going to try to hold on. Not going to be able to do it. Shane Fuller still your leader. Cam Patterson second. Tony Osborne third. Logan Festitian fourth. Mark Parkhurst in fifth. Teammates Frank Warner and Jack Scoville right here in 8th and 9th, with Travis Trussell, another teammate behind, in the 31. Looks like Scoville's going to get the inside on the 9. Not able to make the pass yet. But out of turns 3 and 4, he does get the pass made. 96 of Taylor, he's gained a couple of spots. Up 2 spots from where he qualified. Cam Patterson is gaining slightly on Shane Fuller here early. Of course, we've got to go to lap 60 for stage number 1. I'm going to do my best tonight to keep an eye on all the action, see if we can spot passes before they happen. As right now, the 23 of Tyler Smith, he's working on keeping the 42 car Chris Bishop behind him. As we look a little farther back, Andy Lewis here in 14th. He's got Mike Poole in the 84 to his inside. He's going to let him by. No problem there. Mike Poole going to move up into the 14th spot. Ben Madden. He's trying to move up and get a spot here on Travis Trussell, but he's trying to do it on the outside. Not sure how the hell that's going to work, but he does have the momentum out of the corner. Not quite clear yet. With the speed out of turn 3 and 4 here, he should be able to make the pass, and he does. Ben Madden makes his way into the top 10. Looks like Chris Bishop has made it to the outside of Tyler Smith and takes that spot to move into the 6th position. Tyler Smith apparently not happy with the 42. Bishop may have thought he was clear early. As the 57 of Fuller continues to lead, we're going to go ahead and let you listen in to the sounds of the track. Definitely a close battle here between Frank Warner and Ben Madden. Warner looking like he's going to hold on to the spot for now. Slight battle brewing for 4th place as well. Logan Festischen under a bit of pressure from the 04 of Parkhurst. Of course, Parkhurst with 1 win on the season. He still sits spot number 2 in points. Let me double check that to be 100% sure. Yes, Parkhurst is still number 2 in points. He's been a consistent driver all season, looking to continue that tonight. As he is right on the bumper now of the 78. I'm sure there's probably every bit of him right now wants to try to make a move, but he's also got to remember it's a 250 lap race. Don't want to try anything too early that's going to ruin it for you. But he looks to the outside of the 78 now. Side by side across the stripe. Festischen was barely ahead across the stripe, and he dives it into the corner, but the 04 does stick to the outside. Brushes the wall a little bit. That's going to slow him down. They continue to battle here for 4th place. The 78 is not able to clear the 04. I think Parkhurst will finally clear him here out of turn 2, and he does. As we check back in with Shane Fuller, your leader. Cam Patterson's been creeping ever so closer. But don't look now, one of the fastest drivers in the field right now is right behind both of them. Tony Osborne in the number 10 machine, he was quickest in practice. He's making his name here into this fight for the lead. At 15 of Scoville, he's having some trouble right now. He lost 3 positions that previous lap to Tyler Smith, Frank Warner, and Ben Madden. Madden in the 33 now. Definitely thought about making a move there on Frank Warner. Didn't quite do it. Danielle in the chat saying, go 96, making moves. Sitting in 11th place right now, up from 15th is the 96 of Christian Taylor. He's got about 2 seconds till the next car to catch up to Jack Scoville and Ben Madden and Frank Warner. You can just hear riding along in the car how sensitive that throttle is out of the corners. If you get it on the throttle too hard, you're almost guaranteeing that you're going to go around. Mike Poole, he's going to be making a move on Travis Trussell now. This is a battle for 13th place. Whoa, almost a little bit of contact there. 84 getting a little squirrely. Wrapping that bottom line, but Trussell using the momentum on the top lane. He's going to cover that spot back up for now. These four right here of Smith, Warner, Madden, and Scoville, 7th through 10th, they're all within a second of each other right now. Definitely a close battle here on the track at the moment, as we're about halfway through stage 1. Shane Fuller in the 57. He's been extending his lead now over the 78. Over the 38. He's been faster the last few laps. Tony Osborne in that 10 machine. He might be wondering if he has enough speed to get up there and catch his teammate in the 57, but he's got the 38 of Cam Patterson in his way right now. As you see Frank Warner dive into the inside of the 23 of Smith. Smith going to give up that spot pretty easily, but the 33 of Madden thinking about getting greedy and trying to force his way through. It's not going to happen. Smith going to hold on to that 8th position for now. Frank Warner moving up to 7th. And now you see Logan Fesch-Chisholm holding down 5th place right now, but he's got Christopher Bishop in that 42 car breathing down his neck. Bishop among the fastest cars on the track at the moment. The closest racing continues to be this battle for second. That isn't much of a battle right now. And then this group of cars right here of Warner, Smith, Madden, and Scoville, the 96 of Taylor has caught up to that group now. Remember how just earlier we were talking about how Taylor had about 2 seconds to make up on the rest of those cars? He has. Madden now looking to the inside of Smith. Not able to get there, but Scoville now trying to look to the outside of Madden. And now you see 96 of Taylor. He's looking to the inside of the 15. Those two are teammates. Scoville going to let the 96 by without a fight. Shane Fuller continues to just count away laps. Leading this race. He's led every single one so far here in stage 1 at the start of this race. Patterson continuing to hold off Tony Osborne so far. I'm expecting we see these drivers potentially making some pit stops here. Looks like we've got action back towards this group of cars. Smith has fallen back. He's been passed by Madden, Taylor, and Scoville. Not sure what happened to the 23. Let's see if we can go back and take a look. Coming down into turn 1 here. Gets on the brakes a little early. 33 of Madden hits the back end. 23 able to save it, but he's going to fall back. 96 of Taylor about taking it 3 wide there, decided against it. Osborne still waiting patiently behind the 38 of Cam Patterson. Coming across their first bit of lap traffic now, the 35 of Mayo. He's doing his best to stay to the outside out of everybody's way. The 04 of Parkhurst has made his way to this battle. You can see him there to the right of your screen in that bright orange Looney Tunes machine. You can see the 35 of Mayo is definitely loose at the moment. Just having a bit of a struggle fest right now. With about 15 laps to go here in the stage, you gotta wonder if Tony Osborne's gonna get impatient with the 38, or if the 38 is just fast enough that he's able to hold the 10 off naturally. Shane Fuller, his lead's now up to about 1.5 seconds. Here in the next lap or two, he's going to be getting his way by the 40 of Rick Wilmot to put him a lap down. We'll keep an eye on what is definitely the closest battle on the track. The battle for second between Patterson, Osborne, and Parkhurst. Looks like we've got some people coming to pit road. Looks like the 84 of Michael Poole, the first to come down pit road here in stage one. Bit of a close call there with the lap traffic of Wilmot. Will that open the door for the 04 of Parkhurst? Looking to the inside of Tony Osborne in the 10. Not able to make it happen there to turns 3 and 4. Another close fight on the track between Scoville and Taylor. Both of those cars wiggling down the backstretch. They are loose right now. But did we turn our attention away at the wrong time? Patterson still in second, but side by side again for third was the 04 and the 10. Osborne lets Parkhurst by, and now Parkhurst right on the bumper of Patterson. Again, folks, this is your battle for second. We've got about 10 laps to go here in stage one. Parkhurst going to look to the outside of the 38. Can he get there? He does. They're side by side going into turn 3. Parkhurst going to clear the 38 easily and move up into second. Osborne in the 10 sitting there thinking like, man, I could have passed him on the outside the entire time. Why didn't I think of that first? He's trying to do it now to make his way into third place. Patterson usually very consistently one of the front runners. Of course, he's still in the top 3, but not showing as much speed as usual with the 4 wins on the season. As you see Tyler Smith there in the 23, he's trying to make up some positions now. He's side by side with the 15 of Scoville. Taylor also got by Scoville the previous lap. Smith looking to make his way into the top 10 here and get some stage points. Still side by side. Smith going to have to give up that spot for now. And you see the 15 and the 96 kind of running an unorthodox line. Kind of run in the middle through the corners and then low through turns 3 and 4. It doesn't look like these drivers are going to have to pit. Whoa, the 96 getting loose, able to keep it straight and keep going. What a save there from the 96 at Taylor, but he's going to lose out on the top 10 here in the stage, more than likely. But I imagine if these drivers had to pit, you would have seen more pit stops earlier than we have seen. But as this stage is coming to an end, Shane Fuller, he's led every lap so far. Doesn't look like he's going to be slowing down anytime soon. Parker's pretty comfortably in the second spot right now. But Patterson and Osborne have been battling for probably 30 laps now. Osborne has not been able to make the pass. Of course, Mayo in the 35 right there, he is a lap down, so he's not for position. Across the stripe, we're going to have 2 laps to go in stage 1. Is Osborne going to be able to make the pass to get that extra stage point, or is Patterson going to be able to hold him off? Osborne to the inside of Patterson now. Osborne able to make the pass to move up into third. As we are now on lap 60, it's going to be the white flag for the stage. Shane Fuller, he's dominated the entire way. Parkhurst was beginning to reel him in, but not able to do it. Shane Fuller going to be your winner of stage number 1. Parkhurst P2, Osborne 3, Patterson 4th, and Bishop going to be 5th. Festich ends up falling to 6th. Frank Warner 7th, Ben Madden 8th. Tyler Smith 9th, Jack Scoville rounding out your top 10 in stage number 1. Hearing reports that maybe the driver should have come down pit road there during the stage for fuel. A lot of drivers are close on fuel. You see some coming down pit road there at the very end. Travis Trussell made his way down pit road. Cam Patterson to the 38, also pitting a lap early there after crossing the line for the stage. As Shane Fuller going to lead the field down pit road. Let's go ahead and have another chat with him. Spoke to him earlier after he won stage 1. Let's talk to him again after he won the pole. Let's talk to him again after winning stage 1. Shane, Jesse in the booth, you got me?
Yes, sir. What's up, man?
Man, we talked to you after you won the pole. Did you expect, for 1, for that entire run to go green flag, and for 2, for you to lead every single lap we've had so far?
I'll be completely honest. I didn't think I was going to lead the whole thing there. I figured Cam would have had something, but with how close that the stage was, as far as fuel and laps. You know, we had to do a little bit of saving, so uh, I can confirm on the radio that Cam was trying to save. So it was just battle of attrition right there, trying to save fuel and make it to the end.
Yeah, I was wondering if you guys were gonna have to pit there in stage 1. We saw Mike Poole come down early, but he was the only one that pit there before pretty much the end of the stage. With these extra pace laps, do you think you guys are gonna be able to make it to the end of stage 2 comfortably, or are we gonna see pit stops?
Well, I'm gonna try to extend it if I can. If we get a quick caution, then you know everyone's gonna come in and top off. So hope for a quickie yellow here, and then we can put in a little bit more fuel, and then we don't even have to worry about it. We can actually race to the end of the stage.
All right, well, thanks for dropping back in again and talking to us. Congrats on the stage 1 win.
Thank you very much.
With the way he drove there in stage number 1, I have a feeling we're going to hear from him a lot tonight, Mr. Shane Fuller in that 57 machine. Looks like we're going 1 lap to green here. Shane Fuller and Mark Parkhurst chose the inside line, as well as Tony Osborne. Bishop in the 42. He's going to be your first driver to choose the outside lane. He's going to move up to the front row. So your front row for this restart going to be Shane Fuller and Chris Bishop. Row 2, Mark Parkhurst, Logan Festchician. Row 3, Tony Osborne, Tyler Smith. Pace car going to dive off to pit road. Shane Fuller leads him into the restart zone. Green flag back out. Fuller gets a great jump on the 42. Bishop looks like he's going to move into second without a fight. Side by side are Festchician and Parkhurst for the third spot right now. See Ben Madden getting loose in the background, but he's able to save it. Festchician trying to work his way around the 04 and the 42 to move up into second. Will the 78 have the speed on the outside? He's trying hard to make this pass. Looks like he's going to do it. The 78 of Festchician going to move into the second spot now. Chris Bishop under fire now from the 04 of Parkhurst. 78 of Festchician loose. Able to save it. Parkhurst hanging tough on the outside of the 42. He's trying to take over that third spot, and it looks like he's going to get it done. Bishop settles into fourth. Tony Osborne in fifth. Got some scrapping going on back here. Ben Madden gets passed by Frank Warner, and now he's got the 15 of Scoville to his inside. This is going to be for your battle for seventh. Scoville got good drive off on the inside line there. Looking to make that pass to move up into the 8th spot, still side by side. You see Taylor in the background getting to the wall. Madden looks like he's going to be able to cover up for that 8th spot. And you see Cam Patterson, that 38, ran second most to stage 1, trying to make his way back through the field. Scoville is going to make that pass for 8th over Madden, but Scoville gets loose. He has to drop down to the inside, and he loses the spot back to the 33 and the 38. Holy moly. Now that we've got just a brief moment to breathe, Shane Fuller out to a commanding lead so far in stage 2. We're going to go all the way to lap 125, the halfway point of this race, for the end of stage number 2. Logan Festchician pretty comfortably in second right now. Parkhurst in third. Osborne in fourth. Bishop holding on to 5th place. More side-by-side action a little farther back. The 38 of Patterson makes the pass on Ben Madden now. He's going to move up into 8th place across the stripe here. Holy smokes, what an electric start it has been to stage number 2. And it's definitely been an electric start for the number 57 of Fuller. We're going to go ahead, take our first break of the night. If you're live watching, make sure to hit that like button. Help us out a little bit. Every like increases the chance of someone new getting this stream recommended to them. Hit that subscribe button if you want to stay tuned for every Donut Box Xfinity Series race here on the Donut Box Racing League's YouTube channel. And I'll be back with you momentarily, or if we have a caution, I'll be back with you. Back with you live here, the Virginia 250, the battle for second. Getting spicy between Logan Festchishin and Mark Parkhurst now. Festchishin trying to hold that spot. Parkhurst trying to take it away here on lap 88. Festchishin doing a good job of battling on the outside line right now. Still holds the position across the stripe. Parker still fighting on the inside. Hard racing here between the 78 and the 04. Still side by side, but Festchishin gonna clear him now and hold on to that spot. Heck of a battle there. Parkhurst looks like he might try again. Let's take a quick look at what's happening a little farther back. See the 9 of Warner. He's trying to take the 6th spot right now from the 23 of Smith, not able to make it happen. Patterson in that 38. He's been quick, but he hasn't been quick enough to get by either of these guys at the moment. As far as your fastest car on the track that last lap, that goes to the 15 of Jack Scoville. He's back here in 11th right now. Teammate Christian Taylor right in front of him there. Looks like the 31 of Trussell has made his way onto pit road. Not sure if he has damage or what happened to that 31, but he's been on pit road for almost a minute now. You can see him right there. Parker still trying to find a way by the 78. They're going to get side by side here once again. He's still not able to make the pass, but he's going to now. He's going to be clear of the 78. Festchishin looking for maybe a bit of a crossover. He dives to the inside of the 04. And now he blinks out, but he's back. They're still side by side for second. This has been one hell of a battle between these two drivers, but it looks like Parkhurst is finally going to take the spot for good. Tony Osborne gets to see now if he can try to find his way into third. Of course, Shane Fuller still leads this race. He's led pretty much every lap other than maybe one or two during the pit stops. Of course, this race has stayed green the entire time other than the stage break. Definitely been a hell of a show from these drivers tonight. Fuller's the only one that's pretty much been able to get away from the rest of the field. Parkhurst is pretty comfortably in second now, but then you have Festchishin. He's under pressure from Osborne. And Bishop and Smith right behind. And you go farther back from that, you've got Frank Warner, Cam Patterson, Ben Madden all on the line. Patterson now looking to the inside of the 9. Not sure if the 38 got loose there or what. He ended up on the apron. And now he's got Ben Madden to his outside. Christian Taylor in that 96 and Jack Scoville in the 15. Both right behind looking to pounce. Osborne now to the inside of Logan Festchishin. This is going to be your battle for third. Osborne, the family man, doing his usual Houdini act there. but he's not able to make the pass yet. He's going to keep trying, though. He does get back to the inside of the 78 there for a moment. But now he's got to deal with Chris Bishop in the 42 to his outside. This has been a fantastic race here at Richmond so far. As the sun's going down, the lights are going to be coming on here soon. Osborne able to hold on to that spot for now, but Bishop in the 42 doing his best to get that spot, and it looks like he will across the stripe. Bishop into 4th. He's going to get clear of the 10. Now he's going to look to maybe get by the 78. Ahead of them in second, the 04 Parkhurst. He's created a bit of separation between him and the rest of the field now. He's a bit faster than Shane Fuller up there in the lead, but he's running out of laps to gain on him right now. There's only a little over 20 laps left as we got action back here. Osborne almost getting into the inside wall there. As Tyler Smith in the 23, he's kind of come out of nowhere. He gets by the 42 of Bishop. He's going to be looking to get by Logan Fishishin now for 3rd. Where did Tyler Smith come from? Beautiful crossover on the 78. He's going to be to his inside now into turn 3. But we've seen the 78 of Fishishin battle back hard on the outside. The pass is not done yet for the 23. But holy moly, he came out of nowhere. He's going to get that pass done now. Tyler Smith up into 3rd. Fishishin in the 78th tries the crossover for himself. Not able to get it done. Tyler Smith now up into 3rd. Fishishin to 4th. Chris Bishop in 5th. Tony Osborne's holding on to that 6th spot for now, but he's got Frank Warner, Ben Madden, and Cam Patterson right behind him. Bishop now gets by the 78 of Fishishin. Logan Fishishin's tires definitely falling off pretty hard right now. As now Osborne has Frank Warner to his inside. This is your battle for 6th place we're watching here between the 9 and the 10. Warner washing up the track a little bit, no contact. Gets a decent run out of the corner. But they're going to stay side by side, and now the 78 of Fishishin might be a bit in the way of the 9 of Warner on that inside line. Frank Warner looking to make his way into the top 5 if he can get by the 10 and the 78. Osborne's hanging on tough, though, on the outside line. As we've got 10 laps to go in the stage, Shane Fuller still out to a pretty large lead right now on 2nd place Mark Parkhurst. Tyler Smith in the 23, since he's got into 3rd, he's been gaining on both of those drivers. But I don't think he's going to have enough time to put his name in the hat for 1st or 2nd place. Chris Bishop has settled comfortably now into 4th. But Fishishin and Osborne are side by side now for 5th. I'm not sure what happened to the 9 of Warner. He was in there battling with these guys. Now he's dropped back to behind Ben Madden there. But it looks like Osborne's going to be able to make that pass stick. Warner having trouble again. Is he coming to pit road? No, he's just having some serious trouble. Let's go back and see if we can see what happened to the 9 of Warner. You can see as they come across the stripe here, almost a bit of a 3-wide situation between him, Cam Patterson, and Jack Scoville. A little bit of contact with the 38. He got loose, locked it down, no caution, able to keep going. But Warner finds himself back in 12th now, last car on the lead lap. Ryan Castleberry in the 32s just went a lap down to Shane Fuller. Ben Madden has been able to get by the 78 of Fish Chisholm to move up into your 6th spot now. Not really any battles on the track at this exact moment. Closest battle looks to be between the 42 of Bishop and the 23 of Smith. Smith's been dropping these last few laps. He might have burned his tires up. As the 42 of Bishop's looking to make his way into the top 3 here for stage number 2. As we're getting close to the end of it here. End of lap 125 is when the caution flag will fly for stage number 2. You see Jack Scoville and Cam Patterson. Bit of a close battle between these two here. This is for the 8th position. Patterson now diving to the inside of his teammate in the 78. He's able to get by him. Scoville going to clear the 78 as well. The 08 of Lewis. He had a bit of a rough stage 1 near the back of the field, but he's found his way into the top 10 now. Looking to potentially get by Fish Chisholm for 9th. Fuller continues his dominant performance tonight so far at Richmond. Parker's doing well to hold down that 2nd position, but the 23 of Smith and the 42 of Bishop have been gaining on him here recently. Who knows if they're going to have enough time to make anything happen there. As Scoville continues to stay right on the bumper of the 38 for 7th place right now. Whoa, they touch right there before they go into turn 1. Scoville disappearing a little bit. He's going to get to the inside of the 38. He's going to make the pass and to move up into 7th. Using a bit of the chrome horn to get by the 38. Andy Lewis as well going to make it by the 38 of Patterson. Logan Fish Chisholm said before the race Minor Motorsports was looking bad fast. Right now they're running 9th and 10th there together. As we cross the stripe, 2 laps to go here in stage number 2 for Shane Fuller. He's got nothing but daylight. The only car in front of him is the 84 of Mike Poole, looking to not go another lap down. Poole currently 2 laps down right now. White flag for stage number 2. Shane Fuller looking for a repeat of stage 1. He's going to come across the stripe, and he's going to be your stage number 2 winner here. Mark Parkhurst gets second. Tyler Smith going to be third with Chris Bishop fourth. Tony Osborne going to be fifth for stage 1 or stage number 2 there. Ben Madden going to be sixth with Jack Scoville seventh. Eighth is going to be the 08 of Lewis, and ninth is going to be the 38 of Patterson, and 10th will be the 78 of Logan Fish-Chisholm. With Shane Fuller winning both stage 1 and 2, that's 20 more points for the 57, as well as 2 playoff points. The ever important playoff point as we get closer to the Donut Box Xfinity Series playoffs. We're going to cut the field down to 12 drivers. Show you just another reminder one more time of the playoff picture. Shane Fuller's already locked in with 2 wins on the season. Definitely looking like he's got the car to get number 3 tonight. But as these drivers perform their pit services, we're not going to talk to Shane for a third time. We're just going to go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll be back with you for some more green flag action here on the Donut Box Racing League's YouTube channel. Got a poll there in the chat for you guys watching. We've seen Shane Fuller's dominance so far tonight. Is he going to be the one to take home the win tonight, or will another driver be able to steal it from the 57? We're already getting ready to go back to green flag racing here. Shane Fuller and Mark Parkhurst getting ready to lead the field to green. Pace car is off. Fuller leads him into the Geico restart zone. He gets a good jump on the 04 of Parkhurst. The 04 going to settle comfortably into second. Tyler Smith under fire from Chris Bishop for the third spot. Tony Osborne right there as well. Bishop getting a little squirrely there. able to keep it together, but he is going to fall back now. Osborne looking to get the pass done on the 42. 118 laps to go in this race tonight. Ben Madden's car getting loose. He's getting passed literally left and right by the 96 and the 08. Festchischen and Warner, they're side by side right now. I believe this is for the 11th spot. 15 is Scoville. He's going through the infield right now. He's able to get it recovered and get back going. Let's take a look and see what happened there to the 15, if he just got loose or if there was any contact. You can see him coming through turns 3 and 4, and he just gets loose and goes and mows a little grass in that 15. He was able to recover it and keep it going. We've got a lead change. The 04 of Parkhurst was able to get by the 57 of Fuller. This is the first time we've seen a different leader tonight under green flag racing. Fuller still definitely right there. It's going to be a hard battle for Parkhurst to be able to hold off that 57 for the rest of this race. These drivers are going to have to make pit stops. They do not have enough fuel to finish out this race. Christian Taylor in the 96, he's made his way up into the 6th spot now, after having some struggles during stages 1 and 2. He's right behind the 42 of Christopher Bishop. Logan Festchischen now, he's going to look to the inside of Ben Madden. Looks like he's going to make that pass fairly easily. Ben Madden having some struggles with that car right now, but he's actually going to battle back to the inside of the 78. Not sure if he's going to be able to make it stick. Definitely giving it a shot, though. He decides to back out of it and just give up the spot for now. Parkhurst and Fuller still close for 1st and 2nd. As you can see, the sun starting to set here at Richmond. You can see Shane Fuller in that 57 using a bit of a wider entry, sort of diamonding the corner to get a better drive off the corner compared to Parkhurst. From my experience in the Cup car, you want to get as close to that yellow line as possible before the corner starts and just roll through the corner as close to that yellow line as possible. But as we know, the Cup car not really comparable to the Xfinity car these days, as these two continue to follow the leader. Cam Patterson to the 38, he's quietly made his way back up to 3rd place right now. He's got Tony Osborne right behind him for 4th. Chris Bishop in the 42, he's pretty comfortably in the 5th spot right now, with Andy Lewis in 6th. Christian Taylor is 7th. Logan Festchischen 8th, Ben Madden 9th. And the 9 of Frank Warner comfortably in the 10th spot. Ryan Castleberry in the 32 rolls in 11th, with Jack Scoville 12th. Tyler Smith 13th. David Mayo, Mike Poole, Rick Wilmot, all out there, laps down at the moment. The only car out of this race is the 31 of Travis Trussell. We continue to stay tuned into this battle for the lead right now between Parkhurst and Fuller. Both drivers winners so far this season. Parkhurst, of course, your winner at Las Vegas. Shane Fuller getting his first win of the season at Charlotte. And then he also won 2 weeks ago. And that would have been at Pocono. Not sure what is going on with the 23 of Smith. Had a pretty good run at the end of stage 2, finished well, but now he's in danger of getting lapped. We've had 2 votes on our poll of who will win tonight, both votes going for someone other than Shane Fuller. Of course, when I made the poll, it seemed like it'd be crazy to vote for anybody other than Shane. Now you have Mark Parkhurst taking over the lead, and he's been able to hold on to it the entire time here. Frank Warner in that number 9 machine, he's going to get the pass on the 96. Taylor falling back a little bit into 10th now. Had a very slow lap the previous lap. Must have gotten loose or something there. Smith has been able to keep himself from going a lap down so far. As you see Smith and Parker scraping the backstretch wall a little bit. While these guys battle with 97 laps to go here. Give you a little refresher. If you don't know, here on the channel for the Xfinity Series, we do a top 10 challenge. Basically how that works is at the start of each top 10 challenge, you take the top 10 finishers of the previous race, and then you eliminate them based on who finishes top 10 in the next race, and the next race, and the next race, until you have one driver standing. A reset after week 8, and then week 9 you saw McIntyre, Fuller, and Moore eliminated. And then after week 10, Tony Osborne was also eliminated. And then after last week at Chicago, Mark Parkhurst and Bill Sleep have been dropped out of the top 10 challenge. So your drivers to keep an eye on for the top 10 challenge tonight are Andy Lewis, Cam Patterson, Chris Bishop, Logan Feschischen. All 4 of those drivers in your top 10 right now tonight. If I'm being honest with you, I'm not the best at math. Part of me is wondering if these drivers may have to make 2 pit stops here in the final stage. You're looking at Mark Parkhurst and Shane Fuller on your screen right now. They've been on the track for 31 laps. They barely had enough fuel to make it to 60 earlier. So if that's the case, it'll be 62 laps to go when they hit their max fuel window. I'm sorry, it'll be 64 to go, according to that math. So we might see some fuel saving from these drivers. Not sure what the strategy will be. Ben Madden was able to make the pass on Logan Fischischen that previous lap to move up into 7th, but Fischischen trying to fight back as he dives to the inside of the 33. This is the closest battle we've got on the track. Fischischen and Madden fighting hard. Looks like the 33 at Madden's going to be able to take that spot and hold on to it for now. 78's not going to give up easily, though. Getting a little loose there, tapping the wall. Things are starting to shake up a little bit in the front. Shane Fuller is starting to fall back from the 04 of Parkhurst now. But the car that is fastest on track currently, you can see him there in that Red Bull machine, is Cam Patterson. Haven't talked about him a whole lot tonight. Of course, he qualified P2 and held on to that spot for a good while there in stage 1, but ended up beginning to run out of fuel, had to come down pit road a little bit early. That set him back in stage 2, and he's been clawing his way back ever since. But he's definitely throwing his name in the ring for this fight up towards the front for the lead. Parkhurst, Fuller, and Patterson, your top 3. Tony Osborne in the 10 machine, pretty comfortably in 4th, with Bishop right behind him there in 5th. You drop back to Andy Lewis. He's getting passed right now by the 33 of Madden. It's your battle for 6th. Madden's going to make that pass fairly easily on the 08. It's going to put Lewis back to 7th. Fischischen behind him running in 8th place. The 9 of Frank Warner in 9th, and the 96 of Taylor sitting in that 10th spot. Taylor, though, washing up the track a little bit. That's going to let the 15 of Scoville go by fairly easily. It's going to put the 96 of Taylor out of the top 10 in 11th. Starting to heat up now for 2nd. Patterson's made his way to the back bumper of the 57 of Fuller, with 84 laps to go here in tonight's event. Wilmot in the 40 doing his best to stay out of everybody's way. Going to be 3 laps down now for the 40. Patterson now looking to the inside of the 57. Not able to get his nose in there just yet. .81 laps to go here in the Virginia 250 at Richmond. We're going to go ahead here on the show and take our last what will likely be our last break of the race. We'll be back with you momentarily. Back with you here live. Shane Fuller in the 57. Still doing a hell of a job to hold off Cam Patterson, but we've got a battle for fourth right now between Bishop and Osborne. Bishop going to take over that spot fairly easily. We've seen a few cars come down pit road here under green flag. The 32 car of Castleberry. He's on 4 fresh tires. Currently 2 laps down. And the 78 of Logan Fish-Chisholm as well on 4 fresh tires. He's currently scored 1 lap down. We're getting close to the end of what these drivers can run on fuel here. 57 laps so far during this run for these drivers. We'll be seeing pit stops here in the next few laps. Mark Parkhurst has been keeping his lead pretty consistent now over the Shane Fuller in the 57. It's roughly about 3/4 of a second lead for the 04. Shane Fuller in the 57 holding down that second spot with all the pressure from the 38 of Patterson. Bishop now comfortably into 4th, Tony Osborne in 5th. Ben Madden in the 33 sits 6th place. Got to go pretty far back to find Andy Lewis and Frank Warner. Warner in the 9 making the pass on Lewis to move up into 7th. It's going to drop Andy Lewis to 8th. The 15 of Jack Scoville in 9th right now. Christian Taylor in the 96 rounds out your top 10. As we get ready to watch green flag pit stops commence here in the next lap or two. 63 laps to go. These drivers are probably hoping to stretch one more lap out of these cars here, so that way they can try to make this a one-stop race. Of course, Festchischen and Castleberry both coming down earlier. There's no way they can make it one stop from here. They're going to have to make another pit stop. First car down. 38 of Patterson. Coming down pit road. Mark Parkhurst, Shane Fuller both stay out one more lap. The 42 of Bishop, he comes down to pit road now. Will Parkhurst and Fuller come down this time around? Parkhurst gets down in the apron as well as the 57 of Fuller. They're going to both make their pit stops here. The 10 of Osborne also coming down. 33 of Ben Madden. He's going to try to stretch it one more lap and take over this lead for the moment. Frank Warner, Jack Scoville also come down pit road. Ben Madden gonna stay out one more. He's been saving fuel. He might be hoping that he can save enough that he's gonna have a bit fresher tires there at the end. Christian Taylor, Tyler Smith making their pit stops now. As far as cars that have come down pit road, Cam Patterson has jumped both Parkhurst and Fuller. Madden comes down pit road along with Andy Lewis. Logan Festchischen, though, in the 78. After these pit stops are completed, he's going to take over your lead, and he's got a large lead right now. We'll give you updated scoring in just a minute here. But we've got a yellow flag. What has happened? Yellow flag on the raceway. First caution for an incident for the night. Let's go see if we can find what happened. Looks to be the 15 of Scoville. Comes into turn 1, gets loose, hits the outside wall hard, ends up parked on the apron right in front of the leader, the 78 of Festchischen. That's what brought out our caution flag. Scoville tried to tow as fast as he could. Could not get off the track in time. That brings out our first caution of the night. You see Festchischen now coming down pit road. He'll be able to get enough fuel to finish this race, and he'll have the advantage of slightly fresher tires. And I mean slightly fresher tires over the rest of the field. See Tyler Smith, he's going to be able to get a wave around here. His teammate of Castleberry not going to be able to get the wave around, but he finds himself, it looks like, on the lead lap. We'll have to wait for some updated scoring here when they cross the stripe. But your leader of this race at the moment is the 38 of Cam Patterson. He had a good drive there, stage number 1. Ended up a little short on fuel. He's been battling back ever since. And he pit 2 laps ahead of Parkhurst and Fuller. And that speed advantage with the fresh tires, he was able to gain the position on those 2 drivers. Of course, he's going to have 2 extra laps on his tires compared to the other 2 drivers, and we'll see if that has any effect on how this race is going to finish out. Looks like we're going to have one more lap around the speedway here before our drivers will choose their lanes. You've seen a lot of the guys towards the front choose the bottom lane. It's given some opportunities for guys a little farther back to gain spots if they're able to hold tough on the outside. It'll be interesting to see what the 04 of Parkhurst does. I'm assuming the 38 of Patterson's going to choose the inside. Will Parkhurst follow him and give the opportunity to Shane Fuller on the outside, or will all 3 of them take the inside line? We'll find out right here. Patterson to the inside. Parkhurst goes to the outside lane. Shane Fuller going to stay low, give Chris Bishop the outside. Lights are off on the pace car. We're going back green this time around. Patterson and Parkhurst, your 2 points leaders, making up your front row. Row 2 is going to be Fuller and Bishop. Row 3, Osborne and Warner. Row 4, Festchischen and Madden. Pace car is off. Patterson leads them into the restart zone. Green flag is back out. He gets a really good jump there on the 04. The 57 right with him. He's side by side with Parkhurst now into turn 1. Fuller and Parkhurst. There's still 52 laps to go, but the longer these 2 battle, the happier Cam Patterson will be. Still side by side. Fuller has the edge across the stripe. They continue to battle here. Oh, Shane Fuller gets hit into the inside wall. Still green flag on the track. You saw Christian Taylor also getting loose there. Fuller with serious damage. He's going to have to take his car to pit road. 2 weeks in a row now. Shane Fuller having a great race and having trouble, leading him to not be able to have the finish that he wants. It was contact with the 04 bouncing off the wall that sent the 57 into the inside line. Fuller going to have to come down pit road. He still has his fast repair. but he is going to lose 1 lap at least here, if not 2. Patterson out to a strong lead now. About 1.5 seconds over Parkhurst. He's got the 78 of Feshchishin battling him now. Still side by side through turns 3 and 4. If Feshchishin can make the pass, that'll be a Minor Motorsports 1-2. And looks like Feshchishin will make that pass. Logan Feshchishin has a bit of success on the short tracks. I know he has a win at Martinsville and the Cup cars under his belt. Of course, no wins yet this season in the Xfinity Series here on the Donut Box. Everybody's single filing out right now. Fuller has made his way back out onto the track, but he is 2 laps down with 45 laps to go here. Close battle here between Frank Warner and Andy Lewis. It's going to be for your 6th position here. Looks like Warner was able to cover that spot back up. 78 of Feshchishin gaining hard on your leader, the 38 of Patterson. I'm assuming Cam Patterson just trying to save some tire for the end. Feshchishin might be burning his up right now trying to get to the lead. Scoville in the 15. He's now pretty much out of this race. Rick Wilmot in the 40 also out of this race. As they sit, your top 5 is Cam Patterson, Logan Feshchishin, Mark Parkhurst, Tony Osborne, Christopher Bishop. Rounding out the top 10 is Frank Warner, Andy Lewis, Ben Madden, Tyler Smith, and Christian Taylor. Looks like Andy Lewis has made his way by Frank Warner now for that 6th spot. And now Ben Madden is challenging him for 7th. Madden will have the spot across the stripe. Warner not going to fight him for it with 41 to go. He's going to let him have the spot. You can see Fuller there in that 57. Trying to work his way back through the field. Maybe get a chance at another caution to get a lucky dog of some sort. As far as battles up front, there isn't any right now. Patterson starting to get some pressure from his teammate there in the 78 of Feshchishin. Hasn't quite happened just yet. Similar lap times for those 2 cars. They've got Parkhurst and Osborne behind them who are running a bit faster right now. Let's ride along with the 78 of Feshchishin as he closes in on the 38 of Patterson. 33 laps to go in tonight's race, and it's far from over. 5 drivers right now within 2 seconds of your leader, Cam Patterson. Of course, Cam Patterson on the oldest tires out of anybody. He's been able to make them work for him, though. You see Festchician in second. He's on the newest tires out of anybody. Not able to get any sort of pass done on the 38. Of course, this is a short track, so I'm not sure exactly how much the dirty air matters, but we've been able to see all night when people get out to the lead, they're generally able to hold on to it. Fuller dominating stages 1 and 2. And then Parkhurst was able to get by him at the start of the final stage and held on to it all the way until pit stops, where Patterson was able to get the track position by pitting a couple laps earlier. All your drivers on track right now, pretty much single file, as we continue to focus on this battle for the lead between teammates Cam Patterson and Logan Festchician. You see the 57 of Fuller there gaining on them both. He's looking to get one of his laps back from his earlier incident with Parkhurst that put him in the inside wall on the backstretch. Festchician wisely going to let him by here, knowing he's on the fresher tires. Current running order is Patterson, Festchician, Parkhurst, Osborne, Bishop, Lewis, Madden, Warner, Smith, Taylor. No position changes to speak of the last few laps. And Shane Fuller has got one of his 2 laps back. He's got the 32 of Ryan Castleberry and the 35 of David Mayo ahead of him 1 lap down, though. So he is not in lucky dog position at the moment. Cam Patterson at 38. Looking poised here as we cross the line for 24 laps to go. But I feel like it could still be anyone's race here at Richmond. Your current fastest car last lap, other than Shane Fuller, was the 42 of Christopher Bishop, back in 5th. Mark Parkhurst, also one of your faster cars on the track right there in 3rd place. Patterson at 38. Watching the laps tick by right now. Hoping they could go by just a little bit faster. Christopher Bishop in that 10 car right there. He's been eking closer and closer to the 04 of Parkhurst. Trying to find his way onto the podium. Cam Patterson in the 38, he's been increasing his lead now over the 78, his teammate. With 19 laps to go, the chances for other drivers to be able to get the win tonight looking slimmer and slimmer. The battle for second starting to heat up a little bit now. Parkhurst, Osborne, and Bishop all following right behind the 78 of Fishchishin right now. Fishchishin on 4-lap newer tires, but he might have used them up, making his way back up to the front of the field. As we check in on your biggest mover of the night, 33 car of Ben Madden. He qualified back in the 13th spot. He's found his way up to 7th. Andy Lewis, right there in front of him, qualified back in 11th. He's made his way up to 6th. $14 laps to go here. Parkhurst dives to the inside of the 78. He's going to be able to make the pass now. 04 of Parkhurst finds his way into second with 13 laps to go. If he's saved anything to try to get to the 38, now is the time to use it all. See if he can reel in our leader. He's about half a tenth faster that last lap. He's going to have to find more speed than that if he's going to be able to catch the 38. Patterson gained slightly that last lap on the 04. Lap times were about even that lap with 10 laps to go here. It's Cam Patterson's race to lose. Quiet night for the 38. Finds himself in a perfect position after green flag pit stops here in the final stage, able to find his way to the lead and able to hold on to it here through the final stage. Tony Osborne in the 10, he's looking to find his way on the podium. Logan Feshchishin has been falling back. But does the 10 of Osborne have enough to get by him? Osborne looking to the inside of the 78. Festchician not giving up easily. They go side by side out of turn 2. Door-to-door action. 78 covers that spot back up. Christopher Bishop in the 42 looked to the outside of Tony Osborne for a second. Thought better about it. Backs off. Six laps to go here. About to be 5 to go. Mark Parkhurst has separated himself from the rest of the field. Jury's still out if he's going to have enough to catch Patterson. Patterson was a little over a tenth faster the previous lap. He gets by the 32 of Castleberry. The 32 just getting out of the way. We continue to pay attention to this battle with 4 to go for second place. Or for third place, rather. I'm sorry. Between Festchician, Osborne, and Bishop. 3 laps to go here. Cam Patterson comes across the stripe. He's got 2 more laps. 8 more corners for the 38 to secure his 5th win on the season. Parkhurst comfortably in second place. Festchician trying to hold on to third. White flag is out here at Richmond. Patterson in the 38, after having a quiet stage 1 and 2, comes through turns 3 and 4, gets onto the front stretch, and Cam Patterson in the 38 takes his 5th win on the season. Parkhurst finishes 2nd, Festchician 3rd, Osborne 4th, Christopher Bishop 5th. Andrew Lewis, Ben Madden, Frank Warner, Tyler Smith, Christian Taylor round out your top 10. Win number 5 for the 38 of Patterson, increasing his points lead and increasing his amount of playoff points. Patterson burns it down. .57 of Shane Fuller might have had something to say there to the 0-4. Not sure. Let's go ahead and talk to the man who finished 3rd. Or I should say the child that finished 3rd. Mr. Logan Festchician in that 78 machine. Logan, it's Jesse up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
I do.
Well, you end up finishing 3rd, finding your way onto the podium after a little bit of strategy there from you. You pit kind of early during those green flag cycle there in the final stage, end up leading the race, and then we end up having that yellow, and you're able to get fresh tires, and they helped you out there at the end to get that 3rd spot. How's it feel?
Frustrating. I had the faster car than Cam on that short run, and I tried to race him, or not make any overly aggressive moves to sacrifice the race for both of us, and I'm wishing I was a little more aggressive with that. I feel like if I made the pass on him, or if, I was able to get by him, however it may be, both of us knew I was faster. And I think he may have been able to give me the win if he was the one battling Mark and not me. But I'm happy with the result. and the momentum we've got going for us.
Yeah, definitely good momentum for the team. Sitting here with a double podium. You were at a pretty good race overall tonight. I know you've gotten pretty good at these short tracks. I know you have a win at Martinsville, driving a cup car. How does all that practice and all those races at other short tracks, how did that help prepare you for tonight?
I like short track racing, but I've never considered it my strong suit. However, I am starting to wonder, it seems like my best runs, other than super speedways, comes at short tracks, with that win over in the 5150 Cup Series at Martinsville, and I've always run pretty decent here, so I'm definitely happy with the progress I've been making on that. Who knows, maybe it is my niche, but yeah, I'm happy to be building in at least one category of tracks.
Absolutely. You have any shout-outs you want to make before I go ahead and send you back down?
Shout out to Mark Parkhurst. I hope you all saw that show during, I think it was either stage 1 or stage 2. That was great. Shout out to my
that was
11th
a great
grade shout out to my 11th grade algebra teacher, Miss Ennis. If I didn't take that class, I wouldn't have been able to pull that strategy off, even though she failed me. But I'm happy with the result. Shout out to my mom for putting up with me, and thankful for the good Lord above for helping me get that done.
Always got to shout out the mom, man. Well, congratulations on the P3, Mr. Logan Fishchishin.
Hey, you pronounced it right. That's better than Blake over at 5150.
Hey, you taught me. You told me how to pronounce it, and I've done my best to listen. I've worked on it. Worked on my craft.
Yeah, right?
Catch you later, bud.
Yep, later.
Let us talk to the second place finisher in the 0-4. You see him there with that Looney Tunes paint scheme. Mr. Mark Parkhurst from Team Send It. Let's see if we can find him here. Bring him on up. Hey, Mark, it's Jesse up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you, man.
Man, you did pretty good all night. Kind of a quiet race for you for the first half, and then the second half you definitely really showed up. Had a good battle there. Ended up taking the lead from Shane Fuller, who had, I believe you guys had some contact there after that final restart that took him out of the race. What happened there?
Ran out of talent. I was trying to stay on his outside, gassed it up a little too much and got loose, so I do want to publicly apologize to him. I sent him a message as well. I kind of feel like crap about that, but things happen. It's happened to me plenty of times this year too, so can't be perfect all the time.
Absolutely. You were able to get by the 78 there of Logan Fishchishin, who was looking to get a 1-2 with his teammate. You were able to split that up. Did you have anything for Cam there at the end? I know you were on slightly fresher tires than him, but do you think you could have caught him if we had more laps?
No. I burned my stuff off. I was trying to get around Logan and ran it a little too hard. If we didn't have that caution, I think I might have had something for him, because I was right on his tailgate when that caution came out, but after the restart and getting stuck behind Logan and trying to work my way back around him, it kind of let Cam just check out.
Yeah, absolutely. I know it's a short track, but it seemed like whoever ended up getting the lead after the restarts was able to kind of control the race. Is there any dirty air effect that you notice, or is it just able to have the clear track in front of you and just stay focused on that?
Yeah, I think it's just the clear track. There wasn't really much affecting the air or anything. It was so hard to pass. Once that one person got out front, they could just drive away, and everybody else was fighting to the death behind.
Absolutely. I gotta say, I definitely enjoy the Looney Tunes scheme. Definitely looking sharp. Any shout-outs you got to make tonight after finishing P2?
Yeah, I got to shout out David Mayo coming out and racing with me. He's my teammate for tonight. Cam for getting the win, you for broadcasting. Once again, an apology to Shane Fuller. If my mom was watching, shout out to her. Shout out to Grace if she's still watching. Yeah, I think I got everybody. And yeah, I had to pull a Looney Tunes car out for Richmond. Throw it back to 2000.
Looking good. That's 2 for 2 on shout-outs to moms, so we're doing good so far. We'll see if we can keep it going with Cam.
I've been well trained.
Absolutely will. Congratulations on the P2, and we'll talk to you later, bud.
All right, I appreciate it. Have a good night.
That was your second place finisher of Mark Parkhurst. Only one person left to talk to. Cam Patterson, that 38. 5th win on the season. Let's see what he has to say. Cam, it's Jesse up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Absolutely, man. I brought you up here at the perfect time, right when your internet's trying to crap out and your car's blinking, so we'll see if we can get through this one. 5th win on the
Shoot,
season.
yeah, I hope
How's
so.
it feel?
Feels good. I came into this race not knowing what was going to happen, and then when the race started, I had no idea that I was going to end up on the top stool at the end of this race. Car felt terrible in the dirty air. Mark Parkhurst had a really fast car. Shane Fuller had a really fast car. But then I figured out something on that first run into stage 3. Whenever I started running consistent 22.9s and 22.8s, I realized that can make me go a lot further. And then the two main things that helped me get this win was that pit strategy and that caution that we had late in the race. Those definitely made it a lot easier to get away from Mark, because if that caution wasn't there, Mark would have been right behind me and he probably would have passed me for that win, because he had a faster car 100%. I know we're all given the same car, but he knew how to drive his better than I did. So yeah, but I'm just glad to be here. I'm just glad to end up on top in victory lane. And Logan, he had a good battle. Wish he would have fought me a little bit more for it, but he was hoping for some leeway, and it's just a lesson you gotta learn. No one's gonna give you that win, man. Not even me, especially not me. So, but yeah, good race.
Absolutely. And going back to the decision that put you out in the lead of this race, the pit strategy call, you pit two laps earlier than Parkhurst and Fuller. Was there any concern at that moment if this thing stayed green? Was there any fuel concerns? I know you ended up running out of fuel a little bit earlier than everybody else in stage 1. That was a big turning point in the race for you.
Yeah, big fuel concerns the entire way. Both times that I pulled into my pit box on the stage cautions, I had no fuel left in the tank. It was really close on that first stage caution, and the second one, as soon as I pulled in, the car started sputtering, so got lucky with there. But yeah, that's another thing that helped me with the caution, was that I would have had to save 2 laps, and so Mark would have definitely been able to come by me. So yeah, that caution really was the turning point of my entire race, and turning point for Logan's as well. So yeah, I'd say Stewarts are on our side today.
Absolutely, man. Perfectly timed caution there. It helped you. Definitely hurt the 57 with that contact with Parkhurst. He dominated stages 1 and 2 and ends up 12th. But do you think you would have been able to hold him off if the race had stayed green, being that you had the track position?
I don't think I would have been able to hold either Mark or Shane off. Shane had an amazing car as well. It was going to be either one of those two. More of Mark, because towards the end of stage 1, I realized that Mark definitely had a better long run car. He was better at saving his tires, but Shane was still faster than me no matter what. So it would have been cool to see either of them win. They're definitely the way more deserving drivers, and it sucks to see Shane get 2 not so good finishes after 2 good stages in a row. Chicago, he was there the entire time, and then towards the end, just a minor mistake, and then we have this one, which really it wasn't his fault. I have to go back and look at it. I haven't seen any of the replay, but yeah, I feel for him, man. He's a good driver. He deserves these wins. He deserves these top 5s, and sometimes it just doesn't go your way. So yeah, hopefully in these upcoming weeks and before the playoffs start, he can turn things around, and he'll be able to get him a few wins. And I know he's already locked in for the playoffs, but it definitely makes it a lot easier to open up that gap a little bit.
Yeah, even with the poor finish after the contact with Parkhurst, which Parkhurst, I believe he said, and I quote, that he simply lost talent on that one. Parkhurst did.
Yeah, I think he just got a little loose, but I think it was just a racing incident. They're fighting hard with 40 to go, which, I mean, at a short track that's reasonable, I would be fighting hard for 40 to go. So yeah, but it's sad that happens.
Yeah, you go to any bigger track, and with 40 to go, you're not really even worried about fighting, but you come here to, say, Richmond or somewhere like Martinsville, these tracks where it's hard to pass, you've got to fight sometimes with even 80 or 100 to go, I think at the end of stage 2, we still had 125 laps left. There's no guaranteed caution's going to come out. You got to try to get every position you can.
100%. Yeah, super speedway racing and short track racing have one thing in common, and that's oh shoot, the scoring ended. Well, I've been here for so long, the game stopped. But no, what I was gonna say is that they have one thing in common, and that's being heavily unpredictable. You know, it's definitely a difficult world. I don't like this track, and I don't like this car. But I mean, I'm learning to like this car a little bit. But I don't like this track. Richmond is definitely not for me. Not a super speedway. I mean, not a short track guy unless it's Martinsville. So yeah, it's difficult for sure. You got to get by anyone you can and any point you can if you want to stay there.
Absolutely. Well, you're strengthening your way into the playoffs, picking up another 5 playoff points with the win. Do you have any shout-outs you want to make before we end the show off tonight?
As always, shout out to teammate Logan Physician. Like I said, I think he learned a good life lesson that nothing's gonna be handed to you. You gotta fight for it, and got P3. That's really good on points. I'm glad that things ended up working out for him in the end. Not the way he wanted to go, obviously, because he's a winner, like all of us. We all want to win, but later on he's gonna look back at it and be like, you know what, I got P3. Could have done something else, but still finished well. Shout out to Cody Moore. Still wondering where he is. I guess he's taking a break, but I missed racing with him. We might not get along. Well, actually, I do think we get along. I don't know. I don't really fight him that much, but on track we have great battles. So hopefully, he'll pop up in 1 or 2 races before the season ends. Shout out to you for broadcasting. Always am glad that I can go back and see like a full leaderboard. It's cool to be broadcasted, and shout out to my parents. I think I'm gonna make that more of a usual thing because they, like I said, they always got me to where I need to be. They're right behind me all the way. So yeah, shout out to them.
That makes us not technically a shout out to Mom in particular, but that's 3 for 3 on at least the parents, because both Logan and Mark shouted out the moms. You shouted out the parents. So definitely shout out to the moms.
Shout out to the moms and shout out to my dad, man. And yeah, roll tide.
Roll Tide to end it off. Well, congratulations on the 5th win of the season, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you again soon. Congratulations, man.
I sure hope so. Yeah, I'll see you later.
All right, well, that's going to end off the show for us here. It's been a heck of a race here in Virginia, here at Richmond Raceway. Glad everybody could come out and watch. Thank you if you're still here. It means a lot. And we'll be back next week. That's a lie. We will not be back next week. Next week is Thanksgiving. I definitely will not be live next week. But you'll have to come back. On December 5th, 2 weeks from now, we'll be at Dover Motor Speedway. Another shorter track. I wouldn't call it a short track, but we'll be at the Monster Mile, as they call it. And we'll go ahead and end this race off checking out Cam Patterson's celebration one more time in slow-mo, as we like to do it here. And I thank you for tuning in. And we'll see you 2 weeks from now, live from Dover.